Hey guys, welcome to another session of FFBE Global News. So, I'm going to plan on actually maybe changing an emulator because this thing is not going away. This scary image thing, which I'm not gonna do the Halloween voice because Halloween is over. Here are our featured summons, our units: Elephim, Leopold, Forelsket, and Magna. I want to talk about this and the entire banner itself because when I was looking at this morning, I was like, okay, there's a lot of decision making that they did, and it helps me realize and helps me better inform you guys watching later on YouTube as well that this banner is not worth pulling. Now, I am doing this live because daylight savings time has really screwed me up because a lot of people thought that the stream was happening like an hour earlier or something, and then it hadn't. So anyways, I owed it to the guys on Twitch here that I should do this live so they get to see something and to discuss it. This is quite interesting. So basically we have I thought that all new units being released have step-up summons, but apparently this one doesn't. I don't remember if in JP they had it or not. I know when I started JP, it was exactly on this banner. I was told not to pull on this banner whatsoever. And the reason is because the 5-star base unit is not that good. But is that the case? Let's take a really quick look, okay? HeadTube, hey man, welcome to stream. And Abraham first, hello. Red Liet as well, hello. Alright, live news video. Morchik says, finally no more Halloween cringe voice. Feels good, man. Hey, dude. Hey. A lot of people like that Halloween cringe voice, man. Alright, just because you said that, I feel like I want to do it again. Halloween cringe voice. Alright, last time, guys. Until next Halloween. Anyways, okay, so basically Elephim is a bard and a buffer. She can break as well. So she has a single target, 50% defense, magic, spirit, attack breaks. She can hide for 3 to 5 turns. I don't know what that means. I think that means like it's a random. Let's see if her skills are actually here. Spiritual Rondo. Okay, let's take a look at this. Spiritual Rondo. I'm not quite sure what this is. This is a 7-star. Right. This is this one. So 140% defense and spirit buff for 2 turns while seeing AoE 55% attack and magic debuff. So basically, and it has a 850% heal at a 6 times mod while seeing split over 2 turns. So basically, kind of works like Roy, I think, but different as well. It's straight 2 turn. You're not locked into heavy singing or bard, but it breaks and buffs at the same time. But again, I think we're in a current meta where the breaks itself are not that great, and then if the buffs are not like Zargaboth or Nicole 7-star level, she's not going to be that great. Of course, she could have she does have the attacking or offensive side buffs as well, so attack and magic buff. So that beats Seaside Nicole. So 140% like on turn 1 but locked in 2 turns is pretty decent buffs. But again, it's no game changer. I think it depends on what you're going for. Maybe for 1-turn KO missions that would be nice. And of course you can sustain HP and I believe MP as well. Yeah, MP 24 MP. So for the offensive bard skill at 7-star, 120 MP. I suppose that's the opposite of Spiritual Rondo here. It does buff attack and magic, 140%, 2 turns, 55% defense and spirit break. It's all AoE. And so I suppose like if you want like a 1-turn really beefy units and also break the enemy, you have that in 1 unit in Elephim herself. AoE 24 MP heal with a 24 times mod while singing. I don't know what that ends up being, but I suppose that's like about another 24. It depends on your spirit. Depends on your spirit and magic, I think. And then it'll have MP regen over time, but I suppose that's enough. I'm gonna quickly take a look at her 7-star skills. Her 99 MP cooldown. Remove all status effects from one enemy. Okay, so that's a debuff. And then randomly apply poison, blind, sleep, silence, paralysis, confuse, disease, petrify. Okay, that's a very useless cooldown skill that she has. 99 MP. That's completely useless for, let's say, trials. She has another at level 110. She has another CD skill. AoE 100% HP heal, 100% MP heal, with an 11 turn cooldown available on turn 12. Oh man, that's very unusable. Okay, no wonder she isn't that meta. It's very bad actually. Let's see if let's her trust ability here. Trust ability with her own harp on. She has a spirit 10%, no 20% spirit, 10% HP, 10% MP, 100% paralysis resist, 100% stop resist. That might be useful. Enhance LB to AOE 75%. All break. Okay, that's a full break at 75% for 3 turns, and a full team AOE buff. All stats. 145% for all 3 turns. And then AoE 20% HP heal, 20% MP heal. And it has an access to a skill. That's her LB. Without the enhancement. Wait a minute. Oh, the okay, wow. Okay, never mind. Her LB is already that good. But the enhancement only adds the, I think it's the HP and MP heal over time with the skill unlocked. That's it. We'll take a look here. I think the only reason why we should be pulling for her, or if you want to pull for her, in my opinion, I'm gonna wait. I think I'm gonna wait for her to drop as a troll, because her STMR is like top tier STMR. We got a global upgrade, so this is already better than JP. And I think again, I'm gonna talk about the banner in general. But as you can see here, 25 defense, 30 magic, 75 spirit, 20% HP. That's incredibly strong. And then it has enables minstrel silk and minstrel passion. Minstrel silk? What? Minstrel's passion, minstrel silk? Wow, this is really confusing. Okay, so minstrel silk is reduce MP consumed by singing abilities by 20%. Okay, so that might not be too relevant. Let's say if you slap that on Ayaka, etc. But minstrel passion is great, so that's the global upgrade. So boost LB gauge fill rate. I don't know how much that would be right now. I don't know if we have data on this on the global side. 1 second. I think we might. Minstrel passion. No, so there's no data on this yet. I'm guessing at least 50%. If it's gonna be like, I don't know, if it's gonna be like 100%, that's super broken, and I would say it's worth it. It's clothes actually, not robe. So mistaken there. Huh? What? Wait. Is it a robe or is it clothes? So basically, I have the JP wiki open, and it says it's a robe, but global says it's a clothes. I'm not quite sure. Hold on, let me catch up on the stream a bit. Stream chat. This banner is a reason to save 4-star tickets. Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that. Yeah, this is strange. I haven't. Okay, so at the moment, we won't know if this is gonna be a robe or clothes. I'm hoping it's a robe, to be honest, because if it's clothes, it really doesn't gel well with a couple TMRs for healers, etc. But if it's clothes, it becomes one of Leela's best in slot. And Leela at 7-star with enhancements actually become okay. So I'm not quite sure actually. Yeah, so Mortrix says on JP it's a robe, but doesn't have LB gauge fill rate. Yeah, I see that, but I'm just wondering if this is a mistake on Gumi's side. Like, is part of the global upgrade making it close? Or is that just a mistake? I don't know, we'll have to see. After the maintenance, we'll see for sure. Yeah, I don't know, I think this is a mistake, but that's hilarious. I'll call out every mistake they make. I'm just kidding. Okay, so this is so Leopold. I'm gonna talk about only the TMRs. I'm gonna skip everything, but this is pretty much what's his name, Razzler's TMR, but instead of a light resistance, you have wind resistance. This could be useful as well, but obviously I don't think it's like worth hamming for. But I suppose having 30% wind resistance plus 30% HP and 20% defense is really good. Very good mix of stuff. So I think again for future trials and future content, having a lot of different types of elemental resistance in your toolbox would be very good, because then you can at least, you know, put together a lot of different type of combinations. Okay, so Terror says on Reddit, it says that the robe is a robe, like Elephim's dress is a robe. Oh, okay, I'm not quite sure. Maybe they were taking that from the JP side, but they didn't see this little icon. But anyways, all right, noted here. Mistake. Come on, man. They got to hire some better developers here. All right. Anyways, this is what everybody's talking about now. Magna. So originally in JP, it's a TDH magic, but only 25%, which makes it very unusable, because unless you cap magic way too quick, which is very hard unless you got like, actually I don't know, unless you got like STMRs and that's stackable. Let's say like Shantoto, Livid Shantoto's STMR on JP, if you could stack 3 of them, yes, maybe you cap it really quick, and then this might have a benefit. But otherwise in JP, this was barely used, and I remember talking to Mortrix about it before Carlet was released with a 75% TDH magic materia. This was the best, and that's why no one went to TDH magic in JP. But I think what Gumi is doing with the release of Grimlord Sakura's STMR, 50% True Double Hand magic with True Double Hand Spirit, and because Global doesn't stack, I think upping this is a very smart move. Now, of course, it depends on what you're using. Let's say for Grimlord Sakura herself, Kalava's or from King's Knight Raid, Unmatched Wizardry wouldn't work for someone like Grimlord Sakura, because she needs her Trust Mastery, which is a 2-hand weapon, and then that materia from Kalava is actually only for single-handed weapons. But this one, it's worded where it can work for 2-handed weapons. So this becomes a very good one to have, but because he's a 4-star unit, I don't think I'm going to be pulling for him, because even in my current STMRs and TMRs, I can't build my mages with the best in slot going True Double Hand magic. With the 400% magic cap lift, I can't go that route yet. Alright guys, we're back. After some technical difficulties, I'm probably gonna keep that in a blooper reel that I do plan on putting together, so I will keep that clip. I think that's a pretty hilarious one. Basically what happened was a building fire alarm went off, and so we're gonna continue on. Anyways, I was like saying that this TM is really good, but because he's a 4-star unit, or is it a she? Actually, I don't know, probably he. Because of 4-star unit, I'm not gonna ham on it just for it. I'll wait for like an off banner drop. I think that's what I'll do. Yeah, so it's really Terra says there's alarms. Yeah, so fire alarm went off. Double Jagan voice, 1-day holiday and everything is a mess. Yeah, pretty much. Keep the alarm on video. Feels good, man. I don't know, I'll have to see, because it's pretty loud, so I don't want to like scare people here. Hey Lux6, man, welcome to the stream. Oh man, that was hilarious. Okay, and then the last one is this Foral Sket, 3 to 5-star unit. This large sword, I would definitely not recommend going for it. I mean, I don't really see anyone that can benefit from it right now. I mean, 91 Spirit, that sounds good. You're like thinking tank, right? Maybe a magic tank. But if it was like on someone like a Awakened Rain, he would need his Crimson Saber, and his best in slot right now would be dual wielding a Midnight Star, so Lilith's TMR, and would never not be this one. And 72 attack is not terrible, but it's also not the best. I think you could get some large swords that are better, like from events in the past, that have higher attack than this. So definitely say that in this banner, this is not that good. So to sum up the banner itself, only like a couple TMRs are great. Elephim's STMR is good, unless you want actual like instruments and harps, etc. You might not even want this as TMR. It's a two-handed weapon, so when you're locked to two-handed, I don't know, 125 spirit, not better than something like well, my Holy Wand is pretty good. Like maybe Nirvana is still better. I don't know, a bit more spirit, but it has 20% HP. Guess maybe you can, depends on the unit, but I don't see any benefit other than bards actually using this. Maybe some healers that can use harps that could work, but otherwise I would say Elephim's STMR is fantastic. I had to see the LB fill rate percentage to determine that, but regardless, even if it's 50%, it's just gonna be insanely good with all those stats there. Leopold's TMR is okay. It's good, but again, I don't think this is the one you want to ham for. But I would say Magna's is really good. This global upgrade, it makes it from like a not really used TMR to a very highly used TMR. Now, to keep in mind, if you're gonna stack all 4 materia slots with, let's say, Kaleva's, Magna's, Grimlord Sakura's STMR, and later Carlet's TMR, you would only have 225% TDH. And I don't know if Mortrix, if you could respond to this. I don't remember any of the future mages having 100% TDH magic innate. I think it's 50%, right? So if it is 50%, you're always stuck at 275%. You're never gonna cap it at 300. The 300 could make or break your build, whether you want to go cap your magic passive, or if you have like full STMR gear and the equipment, maybe you have a pretty decent. I don't know. It's gonna be like, I don't know. It's going to be debatable depending on the unit, depending on their own passives. Mortrix says highest is 60%, he thinks. Highest 60% innate TDH magic. Oh, if it's 60%, yeah, you're never gonna cap that 300. Until maybe later. I expect Carlos TMR to be buffed from 75% to 100%. You don't think that's too broken, Mortrix? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Carlos TMR, if it's buffed from 75% to 100%, I think that might be too broken, because TDH magic, magic generally has higher damage mods than physical, correct? In my recollection, it is. So if you have 300% TDH magic, no, because it will be unstackable. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna probably do some builds now with Magnus TMR out. I'll probably do some builds just to test out what would be the better option. Let's say for like Barbarizia, Transterra, etc. Just to see with four TDH magic materia instead of like 3 TDH magic versus 2 TDH magic, etc. We'll have to see. Anyways, but one thing to note, that this banner, I think it's obviously that Gumi did have no faith in this banner. That means the original creation of these units and their kits must be pretty bad. Otherwise, we got global upgrades, that's one thing, and the other thing is that Gumi is not milking this banner by giving us step ups at all. So it depends on your playing style. I am very happy that this doesn't have a step up at all, because this would give me absolutely zero temptation to be pulling on this, and there's no way I can get 4 Elephim without a step up at all. So other than maybe 4-star tickets for Magna, but I'm so drained on tickets from the Halloween event with the Valkyrie profile event. I'm so drained on tickets and Lapis. As you can see, I have 130 Lapis up there. So drained from tickets and Lapis that I don't think I can go for it at all, like even if I wanted to. And I think that because these units are not time limited and Christmas is coming up, it just gives you every single reason not to pull. So I would definitely recommend it's a hard skip for this one. Unless you're someone that's a whale that has like all these TMRs ready to build a full TDH magic mage, I would say maybe chase Magna. But then you are doing a split 2 4-star banner, so even if you pull 4-star tickets, you have high chance to get Leopold. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the banner itself. What? Something about he calls her Elephant? Was it Barb is really tough to hit cap on when you use her TMR already, says Badzilla. True, and you want her TMR I think mostly for the damage mods. Yeah, I don't think on Barbarizzi would be the best. But later, I mean, it's a good investment for later, but like I said, unless you just have the most terrible luck and you're just not, you don't pull 4 stars enough like a whale, you might have a hard chance to get Magna. I know like some people that I was talking to, they're like mainly free to play. They play like 6 months and they're like, oh, I haven't even got 1 Warrior of Light. So it really gives me, reminds me of the perspective. If you're free to play, getting a 4-star unit that you want could be already really hard because we have a diluted pool. So probably try for that magic TMR 50% rather than 30%. Well, Azure Maggie, you have to be sure what you're doing, because TDH magic is based on your equipment magic, your sum total. So if you have a 300% TDH magic, that's capped, by the way, in which we just said we can't cap it. You would have to have a really high sum up of your magic in your gear, so flat magic. So you would most likely want STMR gear level, and maybe like two Freya from VP, 2 Freya's TMR 55 magic on each accessory, in order to get that very high magic, in order to pay off the TDH magic. Otherwise, 30% passive magic passive is actually better than a 50% TDH magic. It depends on your gear. You would have to build it and find out that very sweet point, that fine balance there. Yeah, so you see Badzilla. So Badzilla is a free to play. He says he doesn't have Zell or Xyle 4-star units from 2 of our past banners. So yeah, that's the thing. Like, unless you're a whale, you won't get Magna like from off banner. So I would recommend, if you want this TMR to secure it, I would just pull a couple 4-star tickets, see if you can get it. But otherwise, completely skip this banner. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I don't have that many tickets at all. I'm actually gonna go check a ticket. I don't usually do this on a news video, but since we're doing this live anyway, I don't have that many tickets. As you can see, 8 tickets. Wow, 8 rare summon tickets, not even a 4-star ticket. So even if I wanted it, I wouldn't be able to get it. So yeah, don't bother. I'm not gonna pull on this one. Story event, Line of the Mysterious Woods. Alright, so I remember playing this on JP and I couldn't beat it because I just began this. So I don't know what the 90 energy mission is like at all. But I'm pretty sure it'll be the same old, same old. So the 90 energy mission is featured here. We can see it right there. Bonus stage. For every single story event going forward, we'll have it. Like I said, bring 2 tanks as a base. If you're attempting this without like a video or a guide or even a wiki, you're just blind running it, bring a breaker, bring a buffer, bring a tank, 2 tanks, attack, and physical and magic tank, and 2 DPS units. Ideally, your DPS units will be based on your friends. Try to bring neutral elemental weapons in case the enemies have elemental resistance. Yeah, but everything else, we have these 2 free limited equipment. Kaleido Moon, 15 magic, 20% magic, good for free-to-play players or start new beginner players. This Lion Saber is quite interesting. Wind and Earth Elemental, they're contradictory elements, but it's kind of nice. Maybe there's a trial that requires you to do wind and earth damage, and having this sword on, you just do like a random attack and you'll be able to get 2 elements down. So that's pretty useful to have that in that sense, but otherwise I don't think that's really usable. So again, like if someone is usually weak to wind, they're strong against earth, so you're kind of screwing yourself up there. And then vice versa, if they're weak to earth, they're usually strong against wind. Those are contradictory elements. But anyways, that's it for the story event here. Motrix says useful for Gilgamesh Kai. Really? Yeah, I guess so. Because you want to do some elements on some terms. Hey Taruchi man, welcome to stream, dude. So we have our Final Fantasy Type 0 event Weekend Challenge. This is an exploration with an interesting boss at the end. His name is apparently Gilgamesh. I had no idea that's his name. I think in JP I call him like Large Samurai Dude or something. But he has a really good reward. Wait. First let's talk about the reward, and we'll talk about how to fight him. So I do have this video on JP. It was one of my very early on videos. It took me a really long time, but perhaps I fought him wrong. And because I didn't understand any Japanese, I had no idea how to fight him. But this completing the quest actually gives you this really awesome armor called King's Armor. It's heavy armor, 54 defense, not too shabby, but it has a 20% all elemental resistance and also 50% all status ailment resistance, which is very handy. I mean, I have this, I talked about this before, I think in other videos, but I have this on my Awakened Rain all the time. Mostly for the elemental resistance, and because it's heavy armor, he can equip it pretty easily. And so because he can't equip something like Marie's robe, Marie's TMR, having this is really useful. I think this is the best heavy armor we have so far that's not a S TMR that has this high elemental resistance for all elemental resistance across the board. I think we had one like Drake something armor with a 10% all elemental resistance, and that was pretty weak, but this has 20%. It changes the whole outcome. At 54 defense, 50% all status ailment resistance. That this could be good, and especially later on we have a free event item in JP. It's a Marlboro hat. It has a 50% all status ailment resistance. It's for a hat. So it could be really good for this armor. Let's say if you don't want to slap on a ribbon or a discernment or even Fina's hat. Let's say you just wanted to, maybe you have one Fina's hat. You can give that Fina's hat to another unit with that Marlboro hat later to come, and then with this armor you get 100% status ailment protect. Of course you have a Seed of Hope, etc. All those different types of materia and gear that gives you 50% all status ailment protection. And so it would gel well with this, but then at that time you might as well just use a discernment, I think, if you're gonna waste an ability slot. But if you don't have it, if you don't have those TMs, that might be really good to have. Let's see here. No escapes. You get 10,000 of the King Mod currency. Deal fire, ice, lightning damage 2 times or more. You get a fire resistance 20, definitely get that. And defeat him with a limit burst. This is gonna be really tough. From my recollection, he has full damage mitigation all throughout the entire battle. I wasn't quite sure how to mitigate that damage mitigation, like how to like nullify it or bypass it. But basically, okay, so here we go. So come prepared with fire, ice, and lightning attacks. Alright, so perhaps you have to damage him with those specific elements multiple times for him to remove his... That's probably it. You have to do those elemental attacks over and over in order to actually get rid of it. His damage mitigation. Defeat him before his HP goes below 50%. I'm not quite sure because I remember I grinded him down very slowly, so I don't know what happens after 50%. And then bring abilities that remove status effects. So probably for your own team. So maybe he does status ailments on your team. So that's all I can say right now. I'll probably have to look at this. Taruchi says that's a good armor on Wilhelm if you want max ailment resist. Does Wilhelm have 50% innate ailment resist? Or just LB farm on the way and burst him down? Probably. I don't remember how to actually fight him. I have to definitely double check. Maybe I was just too weak before. I mean, it was pretty in the beginning time of my JP, so I'm not quite sure. Maybe that's why. We'll have to see when his info is released, or maybe he already has info. I'll have to read about it later. But yeah, it's 2 stages exploration, so easy and hard. So I would just recommend probably collect all the loot and in easy, and then on hard just focus on him. Yeah, that's it. There's good memories though. It was a pretty fun battle, and especially the reward is just really awesome. Alright guys, that's the end of the news. So let me know what you guys think. I think this is a really good break. Pushing up FF Type 0 banner, for me personally, it wasn't a banner worth hamming on. And especially this one coming, it means that I have another week, or another 2 weeks-ish, to save up Lapis and tickets as well. So I'm very looking forward to this event. Some free Lapis, of course, and of course free tickets, etc. So let me know what you guys think. Are you guys going to be pulling for this? I know some of you guys might have the funds to pull for Elephim, But again, without a step-up banner, it could be the most saltiest salt that you've ever experienced. So highly recommend skipping this one. Maybe Magna. But anyways, we're gonna end this here. If you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server. Follow me on Twitter and subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. Thanks for those guys on stream that have caught this live. Again, I tell my reasons at the beginning of the video, and then with that fire alarm in the middle, that was pretty hilarious. People were like, "Run, Jagan, run! Get out of the building!" Anyways, I'm gonna end off this here. So for those of you watching on YouTube, I'll see you next time.